Gabagool.
Yeah.
I was hoping to be a lot more energetic at this moment, but I'm not.
Drink some of that bucked up energy. Entertain this, brought to you by Bucked Up Energy and Red Man Chewing Tobacco.
Ding. Tom,
Hayden.
I've replaced you.
Good.
There's a new Thomas. I play Arc Raiders with him. I gotta say, he's much better at PvP than you would ever be.
Good.
Although we wouldn't know.
He's also much nicer than you are.
Yeah, I'm happy you found someone, finally.
Yeah. So I call him Thomas Prime. Anyway, welcome to Entertain This, a podcast about movies, TV shows, and video games.
Betrayal.
My name is Hayden. With me, I have Mitch.
Hello.
And Tom.
Hello.
Today we're discussing wrestling.
They wouldn't even give me a full episode this time.
Yeah. That's all right. We're splitting it up with The Sopranos. Two things that definitely go well together.
Yeah.
I think I saw like somebody was watching wrestling at one point in The Sopranos. So, yeah.
Crossover.
Yeah, there you go.
a crossover.
It is a crossover. It was in one of Tony's weird dreams. But before we begin, social media, Mitch.
Tom!
Well, you can go to entertainthispodcast.com, which will take you to our Facebook group, friends, and page. You can also check us out on X, Instagram, and YouTube. TikTok. Yeah, that. We're on YouTube, I think, though.
Tickety-tock.
At entertainthis_. And you can also go to patreon.com/entertainthis.
Yeah, write all of it down, especially if you're driving. All right. Wrestling. Mitch.
Well, there's a game coming out next month.
Is it called? Is it wrestling?
Well, it's WWE 2K26. And it's going to be focused on the Monday Night War.
I heard it's going to be so much better than 2025.
I don't know. 2024 was really like the peak.
That's true.
I finally got my son to play games with me, and we've been playing the 2024 wrestling. And then a message came up, said that it will no longer be supported online as of March 31st.
2024?
Yeah.
It's not even 2 years.
You can still play World at War online.
I mean, you
on
can
a
play
360.
You can play the game, it just won't have online service.
That crap is a racket, man. Yeah. All those jersey update games and all that stupid stuff.
Yeah.
I hate that stuff.
That FIFA, Madden, MLB The Show, NHL.
All the game really does. I mean, it upgrades a little bit of graphics and then a roster.
That's so. It's like, you know, I feel like sport games originally, you know, I get the concept behind it. But nowadays, I don't see like how people would enjoy, you know, constantly buying $60 a year to constantly update a sport game.
They should be 5-year games.
Yeah, you should pay.
Each year it updates with, you know, people who got drafted, if they changed your, you know, it keeps it current. But then in the you get the updated version. You get a new one that has better graphics, you know, can handle it, and then it just keeps updating.
I mean, there still exist games out there that'll come out. You pay $60, and then they'll add content to it.
Like Destiny for 10 years now.
Well, they had DLCs and stuff.
Well,
but I mean, like, you paid for a good chunk. But like Helldivers or whatever, right? They're constantly putting out new crap all all the time, and it's not costing you anything, right?
Same with Arc Raiders.
Yeah, Arc Raiders.
And it's only a $40 game.
That's a good point. You know, and then I feel like that gets a lot of more miles than this jersey update crap. Yeah. So, I don't know.
Get the new update. He changed his jersey number from 55 to 1.
Call of Duty's just as bad. They're basically like, you know.
They're using the same maps and stuff. They just kind of update the colors to it.
Yeah.
Well, I saw some reels of people playing Call of Duty. You know, it was like Rebirth Island or something. And they're like running around doing stuff. And I'm like, these are old guns. And I'm like, is it back? And I'm like, what? Like, that's the Mac 10. I was like, what? I didn't have those attachments to that graphic. I was like, it's like they're just using the old stuff that we liked.
Charging you for it, too.
Yeah.
All right, so I watched your documentary, Mitch. What was the name of this documentary again?
The Monday Night Wars.
Oh, okay. And I guess like it was the WCW.
And the WWF.
Because
it was like was it 1994 or 5 when it kind of all kicked off?
Mm.
But it's like let me pull out my notes here.
All right.
Nah.
Well, and I didn't write a good enough notes.
Okay.
It was in the early to mid 1900s. 1990s.
Yeah, 1990s, not 1970s.
Make sure you use the right color crayon next time, Mitch.
Yeah, I know. Draw it like my fist.
Some guy started WCW.
Well, Ted Turner bought WCW, which all the wrestling used to be like territories. So like Tennessee and North Carolina. Well, basically it kind of consolidated down to WWF and WCW owning everything. And WCW was like the long behind second until Ted Turner bought it. And then he was like, I'm going to compete. So like
That was a pretty good Ted Turner.
I'm going to compete. We're going to do it.
but like basically his philosophy was, I want to put them out of business, which, you know, in the end kind of backfired. But so Vince McMahon owned WWF and he had brought all this stuff together, and basically they were both competing for the ratings. And about this time, Hulk Hogan was, you know, he'd been the baby face all throughout the late 70s, all throughout the 80s and the early 90s, and he went to make Thunder in Paradise. He was semi-retired. And then WCW approached him and was like, hey, we'll give you money.
A lot of it.
So he came over after telling Vince, like, yeah, he's not going to do any wrestling right now. So that kind of...
No, it wasn't his contract going up, and he just didn't say anything.
No, that was a different guy.
And Vince wasn't paying him like anything.
Well, no, he kind of wanted to take a little leave of absence. I mean, he's like, he didn't know when he would be back. So he made the Thunder in Paradise TV show, and then WCW kind of approached him because where they were filming Thunder in Paradise, WCW filmed right next door.
Oh, yeah.
So they approached him, and he's like, okay. And, you know, because he didn't have a contract with WWF, so he's like, yeah, I'll do it. And that kind of started everything.
He said, bye, brother, to Vince.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
And
did they live next door to each other?
At one point, I don't know exactly when, but so, you know, he goes to WCW, which is like the biggest draw in wrestling at the time. And then as they were kind of filming stuff, there was a couple of guys, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, their contracts ran out with WWF. And when they came over to WCW, they did it in a way where Scott Hall comes walking out of the audience, like, and just gets in the ring. And this is before everybody had internet and all that, so nobody knew his contract was up. So you just see these WWF guys all of a sudden on WCW.
Everyone's like,
and he gets in the ring, and he's kind of dressed like his other character from WWF. And he gets in there and goes, you all know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here. And they just kind of leave it at that.
oh, the third man thing.
Yeah. Well, and then the next week, Kevin Nash shows up, and he's like accosting Eric Bischoff, which is like the manager on the show. But I forgot the very first person that switched over, like while everything was still was Lex Luger. He was the one they didn't realize his contract was coming up.
Oh, yeah.
So he was still the champion. And then on like 1 week, and then the next Monday he showed up on the other show for their very first Nitro.
Didn't he take the belt with him?
He didn't take it with him, but he basically they just had to like give it to someone else.
Oh, okay.
The girl Medusa is the one that took it with her, where she was the champion. They didn't renew her contract, so she took the belt with her to the WCW show, dropped it in the trash can on live TV. I was like, that's what I think about this.
And he's just sitting there with his chips, just going, oh my God.
And I went on to be sitting there with chips yet. I was only, let's see, 97, I was 10.
With his tricks for kids.
I was 9 or 10.
So you were old enough to eat potato chips.
But then, that's when they did the whole like third man thing where Kevin Nash and Scott Hall come out there, they're beating up Sting and Macho Man and Lex Luger. And then here comes Hulk Hogan. He's out there with his like, red and blue, say your prayers and eat your vitamins. And then
stay in school, don't do milk.
well, everybody's like, oh, he's coming to save the day. And that's when he like leg drops Macho Man.
And everyone's like, oh my God, he's a bad guy now.
And as bad as Hulk Hogan is like a bad guy, it's still funny because like he leg drops Macho Man and he gets up and he's like smiling and he's like thumbs up. They're two guys. But
yeah,
like
they showed that and like they were like gonna like high five or shake hands and like none of them knew what to do, so it was just kind of like that weird like hand like
hey, it's like the Fonz,
just like fist on a hand like.
Oh yeah.
But like that was, that's like one of the biggest moments in like wrestling history because Hulk Hogan was everyone's hero.
Yeah,
and they were paying them a lot of money.
Yeah,
and it was guaranteed money.
So the way that the thing that I took away from it was like how smart the marketing was on both ends, because like I guess McMahon who lost Hulk Hogan.
McMahon lost Hulk Hogan.
So Ted Turner took him.
Yeah.
So like they were smart about making it, you know, look like it was a breach of contract, like they were violating rules and they just didn't care. They were getting away with it, and you know, they were also like those two universes of wrestling didn't, you know, cross over, right, and then now all of a sudden they've acknowledged each other and they exploded, and then we're starting to trash talk each other out of nowhere, and but McMahon also picked up on that too, and he's like, I think there's a quote in that documentary where he's like, this makes for great TV. You gotta roll with it, you know. And he said something to the effect of that, and they both networks were dogging each other, but also laughing their way to the bank the whole time. You know, really picking up on it.
Well, because I don't remember the exact numbers, but because they have the Monday Night Wars on A&E, they have an episode that was like an hour long. But then before that, years ago, they had like a whole series where it was like hour-long episodes of just broken out of different parts. And I watched all those before. I don't know where you would find them now. They used to be on the WWE Network, but they don't have that.
Because the breakdown was like, WCW is out there, Ted Turner buys it, money, I want to make this a thing. He just sounds like old Cornholio. And it's like, we got Hulk Hogan. It's like, oh crap, they got Hulk Hogan. Then they got those other guys, and it's like, oh man, now they got them. And then WWF is just like, Nitro? And everybody's like, boo. And then they're like, oh, we're going to get these other wrestlers. And then they came over. And then they showed up and challenged them, like in a truck with a cannon.
Yeah.
And then, like, Kevin Nash is like, open the door. Open the door. He's like losing it. He's just like, open the door. I'm going to kill everybody out there.
Well, that's what they came out with the NWO using mainly the starting with the three guys that came from the WWF. And then I think they said they were, when they started doing the NWO, they won like the ratings for 83 or 82 weeks in a row. And
they were like basically whooping them for 2 years.
And back then, wrestling was popular because like they were getting 3.6 or 3.4 million views on Monday nights.
1990s wrestling was the peak of wrestling because you had all the greatest people.
Well, because that's where you got Kevin Nash became real big. You had Hulk Hogan was already there. Scott Hall became bigger. Then that's when you got Triple H and Shawn Michaels. Goldberg, Sting, Undertaker,
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
The Austin
316 says.
We were watching it where he shows up and then you see this giant Coors Light truck come down and I was like, it's got to be Stone Cold. And I was like, it is. And Rich was like, how would you? I'm like, you just had to be. You weren't alive for this.
Well, that's right. I forgot you're married to a minor.
But then,
and now I just ended up on a list.
They got real petty with stuff though, because like I said, they brought the one women's champion over. She dropped the WWF title in the garbage on live TV. They WCW had their announcers like reveal the results to WWF's episode because they would pre-tape stuff.
And they did it and it backfired.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you want to go over because watch Mick Foley become the champion over so-and-so. And everybody's like, really? And changed the channel. And nobody changed
it's like the Cat Williams. Like, yes, I do. Yes, I do.
It's like, and they were just like, damn.
Yeah.
Well, so much. A lot of like you were talking about, the WCW wrestlers, they had a lot of the guaranteed contracts, which kind of backfired as well because
not for them personally,
not for the wrestlers, but for the company.
Yeah, for the company, that backfired.
Well, because a lot of them had like Hulk Hogan and Kevin Nash, they had a lot of creative control with their character too. So like sometimes they were like, "I'm not losing," and they're like, "You can't make me lose into the contract." It's like, well, how are we going to get the belt? Find a way.
Figure it out, nerd. Not my problem.
But then you also got Goldberg and Stone Cold at that same time. Because they kind of both showed up around the same time as far as like gaining popularity. I remember WCW one. It wasn't in the documentary, but in the A&E one. But the one I watched before, they talked about how one of WCW's like biggest downfalls was the night Goldberg beat Hulk Hogan on the Monday Night Raw or Monday Night Nitro for the world title. Because out of nowhere they just announced, oh, he's gonna fight, and it was like 3 days ahead of time, so they didn't really, I guess, advertise it to make money from it. They didn't put it on a pay-per-view, and it was like a Friday night. They're like, Monday, he's going to fight for the world title. And I was there that night. I was there for the beginning of the downfall.
You were really there?
Yeah, I was there. It was
many years ago.
My dad took me.
I saw history.
Me, my brother, and my mom. I remember there was a drunk guy sitting next to us that fell asleep with his head on my mom's shoulder. Yeah.
That seems
Those are
like
the times.
that seems like the last place I would want to be in a crowd.
Yeah.
Is that
Because like watching it, I'm like, I don't want to be around you people.
like I don't know? Would it be worse, like a NASCAR audience?
Hayden would go to wrestling if everybody was like wearing tuxedos and had like the binoculars on a stick and like they're just looking down.
like
into the
boxing crowds? Like those seem
ring.
like
Like old timey boxing
Yeah.
crowds. Like people you had to wear a tie and a jacket to
Exactly.
go watch people beat each other to death.
yeah. Fisticuffs, sir.
But I mean, back then, like
Knock you right in the kiss ass.
the Vince McMahon, he kind of capitalized on this first, but bringing celebrities into wrestling and stuff like they got Mike Tyson to come in as like a guest referee for the Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels
man,
fight.
It's like him and Mike Tyson are gonna like Stone Cold and Mike Tyson. But I watched Mike Tyson shove Stone Cold, and I'm like, he launched him.
Yeah. I wish that was the Mike Tyson that fought Logan Paul or whatever that dude's name was.
It would have been the fight where Mike Tyson killed the guy.
Yeah. I'd have been so happy with that too.
Well, you know,
Rachel's like, when is this? He doesn't even have the face tattoo. And I was like, this is after he got out of prison.
He had the face tattoo back then, didn't he? No, he didn't.
He didn't have it. And for that, he didn't have it.
he didn't have the face tattoo tool really in that like around the time the first Hangover movie was made.
Nah, he had it before.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, he got it just before that though, because it wasn't long.
Okay.
And they were just like, is this before or after he bit the guy's ear off?
Well, after.
But like I was telling Hayden, I was like, you know good and well that they're backstage and Stone Cold's like, you can push me, just please don't punch me.
Yeah.
don't punch me.
Please don't bite my ear off.
Okay.
But yeah, so like they WWF brought in Mike Tyson, and then WCW brought in people like Jay Leno and Karl Malone and Dennis Rodman.
Leno. Which one had Michael Jackson? Michael Jackson came on and he was doing his like Thriller dance and body slamming people.
Oh, I don't know.
With the, like one weak little noodle arm that he had.
I don't know. Let's do that one.
He did it. Are we?
But I mean, that was also like the time in wrestling where like before that everybody was like these like kind of cartoonish kind of characters, and then that's when they started getting like the anti-hero stuff, like you had Sting who comes dressed out like the Crow kind of thing. The bad guys kind of became good guys a little more. And then like what I thought was kind of cool was when WCW, their last Nitro that they had, Vince McMahon, like when it comes on air, Vince McMahon standing there on Monday Night Nitro telling how he owns WCW, and then they built it into the show where his son walks out onto the WCW ring, goes, actually, it says Shane McMahon on the contract. And then they built that into like a whole year-long arc of him and his everybody that came over from WCW to the WWF.
Rudy.
I was just thinking it.
What?
What? I was like, Ronnie.
Sorry, I had to clear my throat.
You're a freaking idiot. I want McMahon outside my house in 10 minutes.
But
Christ.
they brought everybody from WCW that still was under contract to the WWF, and then so they built like a year-long arc where it was Shane McMahon's WCW guys versus Vince McMahon's
He's trying hard
WWF
to clear his
guys.
throat now.
Yeah. But it was a time to be alive.
Yeah, I guess it would be like wild because I'm trying to think of like an appropriate example. I don't know. Imagine you're watching Breaking Bad and like the dudes from Sons of Anarchy just show up, you know, on
Some
one
like
episode.
bizarre wild crossover.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, because like you were talking about, at one time there was one episode or one night that both of them were in the same city in two different arenas. And the guys,
they'd be down the street from each other.
the guys from DX got on a vehicle, drove it to the WCW arena, and they just shut the door. And Kevin Nash and Scott Hall were on the other side. They said they were like, there's a 60-year-old man that had closed the door. And he's like, open the door. He's like, open the door.
Open the door. And they were like, I can't believe, like, what happened? And they were like, what happens if they come here? And McMahon's like, we're going to let him in.
Yeah.
He's like, we're going to film it with our own stuff on our channel.
yeah, he was like, what are you going to do? You going to watch where no wrestlers are at or where all the wrestlers are at?
that's a good point.
And that's what was it Triple H was talking about. He's like, that's how we knew we were going to win.
Yeah.
Because this guy was smart.
Yeah, McMahon was really smart for how he played.
Yeah, and
Like, the opening he kind of was like, ugh.
Yeah.
But like the middle game and end game, he was nailing the coffins.
yeah, he also understood like
And then he started getting the wrestlers back. Because I think
Right.
Jericho went back.
Yeah, he was the first one to come back.
he also understood like whatever the weird, and I wouldn't say story, but like the characters, because he, you know, You could tell like he wanted to kind of be a part of the wrestling game, but he would never work as like a classical kind of wrestler or something like that. Instead, you just chose to be like a heel, like a tyrant, CEO, boss, bad guy, which would play so much smarter, and it did, and he nailed it. So
television loves a bad guy.
Oh yeah.
Well, and then in the end, WCW, even Ted Turner said that like he loved wrestling and wanted it to be something, but then when AOL bought out Time Warner, they said AOL just didn't want it.
They're like, nobody wanted it.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Well, now nobody wants AOL.
And then McMahon, when he bought, they're just like, he didn't buy WCW. It's like he bought the catalog of videos that they'd already done. So he had all the tapes.
Yeah.
And he bought like the intellectual properties.
Yeah.
Like select ones from them, which was the wrestlers.
Because
they're characters.
He owns the character Hulk Hogan, doesn't he?
Technically, yeah.
Yeah.
He can't go anywhere else. Well, for a
he can't go
time,
anywhere, he's dead.
Well, now.
Yeah.
But I want to say for a time he couldn't go. Hulk Hogan went on TNA and he had to be Harry
Hogan. Harry.
He was Hulk.
You're a
Terry
wrestler, Harry.
Hogan.
Hulk Terry
Because his middle name or his real name was Terry, so he just kind of put that in between. But one thing Vince McMahon did really well was like people like Chris Jericho. They were smaller guys. Him and Eddie Guerrero. They were like the smaller cruiserweight kind of guys at the time. Vince McMahon actually made them like big stars, whereas WCW they're not big, big and muscular like Hulk Hogan and all them. So they didn't use them very well.
Yeah,
they didn't give them much airtime.
They're not like genetic freaks of nature.
Yeah.
Which one like really pushed for people of like different color, like different minorities and stuff like that?
I mean, that was definitely WWF.
Yeah.
I mean, WCW towards the end did because they had Booker T as champion when they only their
Booker
last
T,
night.
you had Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
Eddie Guerrero, I think, was starting then.
Well, he was by then he was already in WWF towards the end.
Yeah. Yeah, because I can't remember which wrestler was talking about it, but like there's like the Irish wrestler. They were saying like, oh, we want an Irish wrestler to properly represent the Irish people because that demographic sucks for us, and we really want
we want to get them involved.
Right.
We want their money.
Exactly. Well, I mean, yes, if you get people who don't watch your stuff to watch your stuff, you're going to get money, which is a smart business acumen. But also, like, every kid out there should have their own vision representation or whatever.
Well, like nowadays they have people from all over the world that are in part of the WWF or WWE because like they got the guy Finn Balor, he's from Ireland. You got Drew McIntyre, which is like the champion right now. He's from Scotland.
Oh yeah.
They had another guy. He was from Germany. I mean, then they're the big names that are fighting a lot right alongside CM Punk and Roman Reigns and all them. So
it's weird that wrestling has gone more international than like football has, American football.
Oh yeah, because WWF or WWE will go and have like their main pay-per-views in another. Like they just did one in Saudi Arabia.
Really? Yeah.
They did the Royal Rumble there.
It's wild to that. And like you look at other sports like the NFL, and you're just like, well, what are you not doing?
I think wrestling is really unique that whenever they're about to be like just brushed off of television,
they find a way to crawl
They
back.
find a way to just become like the Super Bowl all of a sudden. Like,
well, because like during COVID, I mean, they're built on audience reaction, and they had to survive that whole time with COVID with just screens, around the arena and stuff. So it was interesting that time too, because like it's like they'd be wrestling and just be silent. So they did pipe in noise to make it more, I guess more interactive. But I mean, it was just for I guess it was almost a year that they just had video screens around the edge and. They would just be out there fighting in the warehouse.
With nobody.
Two sweaty dudes in a diaper and a face mask.
But I always liked wrestling. Yeah,
Wrestling.
I know like during this time period when it originally aired, Hayden didn't watch and Tom was barely old enough.
Yeah.
I went to friend's house and we played like the 64 Nintendo 64 game, and I was always Hulk Hogan. And then like we watched a couple of wrestling stuff, but it was like that was in the age and the time where like, no, oh man, it's real. And I was like, what are we all crazy?
It's not real?
What's next? Santa Claus isn't real?
Yeah. It felt like that. It felt like these kids were just like arguing with you about whether or not Santa Claus was real. And I was like, how are we not watching the same thing? And I had such a critical, because like I was also watching like Jaws and like, visceral movies and that I knew were fake.
And it still scared the crap out of me.
Absolutely. But like watching like what's supposed to be real and it wasn't, obviously, and I was like, so that started my, disdain for wrestling is like this mind game that it would play with kids where they would choose to believe that it's real. And I was like, I'm not going to be crazy. But, when you look at it more like, athletic plays, and people doing stunts and crazy performances from like a script, that makes sense. Even though script, come on. Like Freddie Prinze Jr. is writing the scripts.
Yeah, I have no idea why he was there until they put that underneath, and I'm like, why is Freddie Prinze there? And it's like, he used to write for WWE.
Oof. Yeah.
I mean,
that's why WCW got its huge start. It's because they were losing because of that guy.
No, this was like the 2000s. It was pretty good.
Before Scooby Doo, what was Freddie Prinze Jr. doing?
She's All That.
That's it.
No, wasn't he?
No, he wasn't in She's All That.
I Know What You Did Last Summer.
He was in that too.
Oh yeah,
he was in that too.
What was that? Was that the one that got him off the, got known? Was I Know What You Did Last Summer?
Yeah.
Was it a TV show? Was it it wasn't the 90210, was it?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't watch any of that crap.
I don't know.
Let's get him on the show. Let's have him.
Yeah, call him up.
I tried.
Call Freddie.
I tried.
Well, there you go.
But real quick, my daughter, telling her or getting her to watch wrestling, she's like, I don't really want to. She was like, I don't like this. She's like, and then when I explained to her that it's not real, because we went to medieval times, I said it's a lot like that. And then now she's interested because she's like, well, I could act like that.
Yeah.
But because she didn't like it when she thought it was real. Now that she knows it's like a play, she's like, oh, that's kind of neat. Yeah. She likes some of the girls.
You can't explain. You can't tell them like, oh, you should watch this, because the kids will be like, no. You just put it on and wait.
Yeah, my son, he's all for it.
Well, yeah.
We got some wrestling figures. Now he wants to play the wrestling game that I got.
And then he wants to jump off the couch and attack you.
Oh, even before then, that's all they want. They want to wrestle with me. I'm like, I'm tired. And they're mean. They like knee and throw elbows.
Isn't that fun how it works when you get a little boy that's like ready to be a boy and do boy stuff, and you're just tired now because you're old.
Yeah, you'll be sleeping and barely awake, and then all of a sudden the lights come on and bam! He just jumps across you.
My son would wake me up and be like, Dad, let's go watch Dragon Ball Z. Okay.
We keep making the joke because my kid, he'll do like these just weird, he'll face plant for no reason. Like, he'll just go, but he'll lay there and just hold it with his face just pressing the carpet. And you just hear, like he's starting to figure out how to throw stuff, or like he can launch stuff with his hand, and he could like backhand it out like that.
Nice.
So like we joke, and my wife would be like, oh, there he is. It's like, hi, I'm Johnny Rose. Welcome to Jackass. And I go, down, 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 down.
That's funny.
Okay, but that's
Rooney.
that's all I have for wrestling. So
Sopranos.
That was cool.
You like that transition?
good transition.
The Sopranos. Grab yourself a gun.
So I have avoided watching this show. I think I started it like maybe, I don't know, 8 times throughout the decades, and I just was like, what is it? I felt like I'm watching the Jersey Shore, and I'm almost done. I'm almost done with season 6, like the final season, and I still get whiffs of Jersey Shore that come out every once in a while. Like, bow, hey,
I'm walking here.
And I'm just like, who talks like that? Do people in Jersey really talk like that?
I'm not from Jersey.
Yeah, but you're close to it. You're close to it.
We don't.
I'm sure you saw them from a distance.
Close enough.
We tried to keep them at a distance.
Yeah.
Like, stay over there.
I could see. I could like.
Because you could see the total tone changes when you have the Jersey dudes, and then they showed the New York
Yeah,
guys.
and the New York guys are like angry and stuff. I'm like, man, I get that Tony's the good guy or the guy that we're rooting for, but man, if I was like the New Yorkers, I'd be tired of them too. So.
Like what they call them, just a glorified crew.
Yeah,
It's like they're not an actual family.
Not an actual family. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I'll try and sum it up for you. Basically, The Sopranos follows Tony Soprano and his weird family as he like rises up in the mob.
The first season he's a capo.
Yeah,
capo regime. He's a captain,
and then he gets tapped to basically replace the boss that dies.
But that leads to a power struggle with him and his uncle, who's also a captain, and who's going to be in charge, and then all the other captains meet behind Junior's back.
So
it's like, hey, you're going to be in charge, but we'll make him the boss and be the lightning rod for the FBI.
So like you can see like how like the story will constantly rehash and revitalize itself because of all these power struggles. And, they introduced early on in the show all these facets for the power struggles with the New York.
It's the New York Game of Thrones,
right? There's a New York crime family. There's a Jersey crime family, and then like all the little side characters that interact in between. People get released from prison. Yeah, that season 5 was a little bit out of left field, but whatever. And how like all that new drama can kind of like refine the story after
somebody becomes an FBI informant.
Yes, which is every season. But anyways, the thing that makes the show different than other shows is that they have so many red herrings. There's a lot of when you see the gun on the fireplace in a cabin, you think the gun's going to be used.
Nope.
A lot of times in the show, a lot of really like important, essential things happen that you think is going to take the show one direction, and they just drop it. They forget it. Like you're like, what was the point of that?
So, whatever happened there?
and I mean, I'm not done with it. So either they're going to wrap it up here pretty quick with all those like weird plot beats, like the therapist's assault and stuff, and maybe they're going to come full circle with some things. Or otherwise, they're just going to that was it. You just kind of move on. So it's weird how they do that, and sometimes I kind of get frustrated with it. But I also kind of like that they're playing with you and making you think that they're going one way, and they go a completely different way. That being said, the juxtaposition is so hard to keep up sometimes. Like Tony's dreaming so much in this show, and you're like, what is real anymore? Because
before he would just tell his therapist about the dreams,
right?
And then now it's like we get to live them, because it started a lot more when they killed Big Pussy on the boat.
Yeah, that's his name.
That's his name.
All right, if kids are listening, that's all right. Yeah. But that's honestly I think is the most interesting part of the show, is that he's a crime boss and he's speaking to a therapist he's trying to like, I guess the theme of the show is he a psychopath, or is he like trying to do a legitimate business, and
but it has to deal with this all at the same time,
right? But would only a psychopath choose this legitimate business?
But he does kill people.
He does kill people, but so do other people. They keep calling themselves soldiers and stuff like that, which I'm like, all right, come on.
Well, that's because you have associates, and then if you become a made guy, when they open the books,
right,
and then
he's a made guy.
He's a made guy, because you can't just kill a made guy. There's got to be a sit down. You got to get a permission.
Yeah.
But then that's when you become a soldier, and then when you become a captain, you can run your own crew, and have your own guys, and then there's consigliere, and then underboss and boss.
And then the Punisher shows up
and kills everybody.
So it starts in 1999, and it's like old HBO, where
I saw you watching the first season. I was like, oh, that looks so old.
But the subject matter, that they can do back then, like they don't care who they're offending.
Well, yeah, because it was HBO.
They did not give a
crap. They don't care.
HBO made everything and didn't care.
And that was back in a time where like HBO had in like their TV show contracts, the early seasons of the show had like in their contracts where they had to have nudity at certain time periods.
Intervals.
Yeah, because it's just like, all right, cut to everybody at the bada bang. And it's like there's just some girls like haphazardly just dancing to nobody.
Yeah.
You're just with their tits out.
Yeah, and you're just like, okay.
All right, boobs.
Yeah, but you're frustrated because they'll like get you interested in a story, and they just keep cutting away. And sometimes they don't even come back to it. And you're like, well, that was actually pretty interesting. I wanted to know what's going on with that. And it kind of has a like it does a good job of writing character first, so you get attached to characters. You don't really have to completely understand the story, like the mob, like why they're doing what they're doing because they do have all these complicated rules. You just know, okay, this guy's gonna go kill that guy, whatever. But then when a person dies, that's what you do care about because you're invested in that character and you didn't see it coming.
The best hit is also the most absurd.
The guy with the seizure. I was cracking up. They throw the rock at the guy, and he
not that guy.
I was wanting to finish it. So they throw the rock at this guy because they're pissed out. Yeah. He's like running away, and they're pissed at him, so they throw a rock and hit him in the back of the head, and he starts having a seizure. They don't know what to do, so they just shoot him and then run off.
Yeah, Paul's like, he's like, are these guys supposed to like take medicine or something? And then he's just like, he like looks around, just pulls out and goes, pow, pow, pow. And then he reaches in, grabs the check, and takes all the cash that they paid him. They just take off running.
It's just like that's their go-to when
they just
panic.
panicked. It's like, kill him. But when Jackie Jr. gets killed by Fat Vito.
Yeah,
because it's like, where did he even come from?
Yeah, and that's the guy that like the best chase scene was Fat Vito and this dude running after somebody to confront him to like shake him down for money, and like the guy catches up, the younger guy catches up and like starts shaking him, and you see Fat Vito from like miles away, just like huff it slowly up the camera, and when he finally catches up, he just slaps the crap out of this guy. They've been having a conversation in the middle of all that.
Or where they're chasing Junior's guy and they're into the woods.
Yeah.
And like Paulie keeps thinking he ran into poison ivy. He's like, I feel it should be all over. He starts blasting. He's an interior decorator.
That's another thing too, is like they don't know if they've killed this guy. They chase in the woods. They think they got him in the head, and he like disappears. And so you're waiting for this dude to come back for seasons. Nothing. He's just gone.
Because like they go to kill him, and Tony, like they're trying to get a hold of Tony because like it went sideways. Like, and they're in the woods now.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, Tony's like, no. He's like, don't stay away from the guy. It's like he was like Russian like security forces.
Spetsnaz. Yeah.
It's like he killed like 12 Chechens, like in the Department of the Interior.
He's like, I love this.
And Paulie's like, this guy's an interior decorator.
Well, don't worry. If the kudzu ever gets cut down, they'll find the body.
Yeah.
In Jersey, no. Who knows what happened? But yeah, it's interesting. And then
because some of the character arcs are just bizarre.
Yeah,
like Christopher's is just all over the place, and Christopher's the most annoying one.
Yeah,
Paulie's annoying, but not Christopher annoying.
Paulie's like entertainingly annoying.
Yeah,
Christopher's just whining the whole time, and it gets to the point where like I get it. They're trying to appeal from Tony's standpoint. Where he's just tired and exhausted with everybody coming to him with all their gripes and stuff, and that's their job is to come to gripe to him. And you're just, as an audience, you're like, leave him alone, let him breathe.
Can you stop bothering the guy?
Yeah,
he's over here.
Yeah, I gotta say, James Gandolfini, man, he was going downhill by the end of that show.
Yeah,
you can't have a quiet interaction with somebody without. It sounds like Mitch in Xbox.
Hi,
like a rhinoceros.
Shots fired, man.
Yeah. He eats like a cow. Just they're always eating. Yeah. You can't watch that show hungry
because like Tony like never eats a lot of the time. He's just sitting there with his fork stabbing pasta repeatedly.
Every time I'm watching it, he's just shoveling stuff. He's eating like ice cream just by the pint, you know. And
well, he never had the makings of a varsity athlete.
That's a joke from the show.
The real gem that is Sopranos is the YouTube videos and the comments.
Oh yeah,
because there's like some channel and the guy's name is Borko, and he posts all of like the clips from the Sopranos, and it's just the whole comment section quoting the show and Goodfellas and roasting him. It's like relentless. You got to find them. They're hilarious.
That reminds me. I don't know. I feel like we've touched on the Sopranos enough. Essentially, it's a good show. I could see why it's standing the test of time. I think every dude should probably watch it once. It might be a little too, I don't know, grandiose. It might be a little too over the top. I mean, it is. It's definitely over the top. But I do like the redemption arc that Tony's kind of going on. He goes so deep into the crime world and that he sacrifices his values that he would hold more important, like his loyalty to his wife and stuff. And
Carmelo is kind of a
yes, but infidelity is obviously something that shouldn't be tolerated on either side. And he would kind of like in the early days of the show, just be like, oh yeah, no, I totally won't do that again. And then now he's like begging her, like, I promise I won't, because he doesn't have anything to like hold valuable over everything else. So, but yeah, that's the show's fine. I don't think it's my favorite show. I like how they keep quoting The Godfather and other crime-based shows. Those are better, except for Godfather 3.
I think season 1 of Sopranos is probably the best season.
No, I don't think so.
Because the best shot in that whole thing is where Christopher kills the guy who's doing cocaine off a butcher knife. And as they're doing the shots, like as he's shooting him, like they're cutting to like the pictures on the wall, like the black and white photos where it's like Humphrey Bogart staring at him, and then Dean Martin.
Man, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, you missed it.
In the first season?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I like the thing with the cop that killed his father. Is that real?
Well, if you watch the Many Saints of Newark, now that that guy had nothing to do with it.
Oh, there's a prequel series?
Yeah, the Many Saints of Newark takes place in like the 70s.
Who'd they get to play Tony?
His son plays him.
No way.
His actual son plays him.
James Gandolfini's son?
Yeah.
Okay.
He plays a younger, like in late high school age Tony.
Okay.
Ray Liotta's in it. John Bernthal plays his dad.
Huh. John Bernthal plays John. Johnny. His mother. She could have died a little bit earlier. Anyway, yeah, good show. Speaking of which, did you guys see that Night of the Seven Kingdoms most recent episode? It'll be episode 5, so it won't be the most recent episode by the time this recording comes out. You got a 10 out of 10.
It was a good episode.
There's like, what, 3, 4
Is it
episodes?
the one with the helmet?
Yeah.
Okay, I did see that.
There's like only 4 or 5 episodes of any show.
I'm just mad how short it is.
Yeah.
But
that's good because it leaves you wanting more.
I know, but what makes me mad is their like fight scene, flashback that's going to take up most of this episode.
And
I'm like,
it's necessary because you got to understand like what's going on.
I'm like, no.
But anyways,
guys in armor fight on
so
horses.
the show got a perfect score. Very few shows have ever gotten like any episodes that have gotten a perfect score, and one of them was Ozymandias from Breaking Bad.
Oh, okay.
So what happened was the diehard Breaking Bad fans got on IMDb and started review bombing this Game of Thrones episode. Well, Game of Thrones is a little bit more fresh, or the Night of Seven Kingdoms. So like their audience is much more amassed. So they went and they review bombed this episode that's been perfect score for like 15 years. And they brought it down to a 9.8 at the time of this recording. It's still going down.
They're just like, oh yeah,
how do you like it?
This perfect score. It was considered like, as far as if you could do a masterclass on how to write a perfect episode of TV, that episode of Breaking Bad would be like the focal point of your class.
it's the Maltese
Not
Falcon.
anymore.
And now it's gone.
Can't be reclaimed. It's over.
Yeah. So, but it's so funny that like people's pettiness, like you could just say,
well, we're gonna ruin what you like.
Yeah. That's Arc Raiders for you.
Yeah.
I'm dying. Well, screw that guy too.
Yeah.
So
Pretty much.
mutually assured
When
destruction.
I'm about to die, shoot the Rocketeer so it'll come closer. I went and saw the new Dracula movie.
Oh yeah.
I really liked it. I mean, it's not a perfect movie by any means, but I thought it was really good. It kind of crossed the threshold between. Have you ever seen Dracula Untold?
Yes.
Where he's more of a warrior in that one.
Yeah,
with Luke Evans.
Yeah,
and then you have the Gary Oldman original Dracula, Bram Stoker's,
which is just wild.
It's kind of a cross between those two because it does do a lot of drama and there's a lot more like relationship stuff in this one. But then this guy's also a warrior, which comes out towards the end of the film. The very beginning and the very end, he shows his warrior side, which is pretty cool. But I really enjoyed it. My wife, she didn't like the ending. I liked the ending, but guys and girls have different points of view on love. But they did there was one scene where like Mina has died, and then throughout his 400 years of existence, he's been looking for her this entire time because he believes like she would be reincarnated because she's a pure soul. So before he becomes like fully just like full on vampire, kill everybody, he develops like he travels all these like Indonesian places and Pakistan and Persia, and he develops this perfume. And I was telling Hayden about it. It was hilarious because there's a whole montage that is like comedic because he's going to these balls and stuff looking for the woman, and he put this perfume on and it attracts the women to him because he figured that would be easier than trying to go to each one individually. So Axe body spray. Pretty much. There's a whole montage and it'll flashback and it goes in beat with the music where these people are like dancing different ways, and then all of a sudden like it'll get to one part and he's like nah, puts the perfume on his neck like the 2 beats, and then all of a sudden they start dancing some more, and then it goes to the next era. He's like nah, staying alive. And
Boogie Nights.
And it keeps doing that until eventually there's one part where he thinks he sees her, but her back's to him, so he walks up to her and like touches this girl on the shoulder, and this girl turns around and basically like embarrasses him in front of everyone, and then he turns around, starts to get upset, turns back around, and then he just starts ripping her throat out, and everybody else is around as well.
And he's like, wait a minute, I'm Dracula.
Yeah, pretty much.
I can kill everybody.
See, this is what happens if you're rude. You never know. That guy
right.
might claw your throat out because he's a
That is true.
several hundred-year-old vampire.
But it's Caleb Landry Jones. He played as Dracula. I think it was Zoe. Yeah, Zoe Bleu plays Mina, and then Christoph Waltz plays like the detective. They never call him Van Helsing that I remember.
Van Helsing like.
Yeah, they call him like the detective and stuff.
Yeah.
Detective.
There is some like memes, or not memes, but like little short videos and stuff that are pretty funny. There's this redheaded girl that is in all the trailers. She's a vampire and she's working for him. Well, there's a part where she's like been chained up. She's been caught, and she's like trying to convince them to let her go. And she's like, "I'll let you do whatever you want." Like, whatever you.
I insinuated that already. You didn't have to give me the wink, nudge.
There's a whole video of people like, "Oh yeah," they're just like different people like giving them money or just different things. It's pretty funny.
Well explained, Mitch.
Well,
I don't know how to explain it without being obtuse.
Okay. I watched the movie. Me and my wife watched this movie. It was called Eternity, and it starred Elizabeth Olsen.
Did it feel like eternity?
It wasn't too bad.
Okay.
It starred Elizabeth Olsen and Miles Teller. So
he's still around, huh?
yeah. So it starts off with like an old couple. They're going to see their grandkids, and the grandpa, I think they call him like Pappy or something like that. He chokes on a pretzel and dies. And he wakes up in the afterlife, and the afterlife is like this terminal station, like like where a bunch of trains meet. Mm-hmm. And
a train station.
Yeah, I guess so. But it's kind of more complicated than that. It's kind of like a resort, but like bureaucratic looking, like really office space management kind of stuff.
German train resort.
Yeah, that's a perfect example. And
it's very efficient.
Is the train here? 9.
So then his old wife, she dies 2 weeks later, I guess, out of loss or whatever. And then she shows up, and they meet, and they're gonna go off into eternity. They got to pick their eternity. That's the rules. Like once you pick your perfect place, you're there forever. Mm-hmm. They have like weird every kind of version of whatever you think paradise would be. Like one dude picks like a art museum world, and he tries to escape because he can't stand it.
That makes sense.
After like a millennia. But anyways, so she shows up, and they reunite, and then all of a sudden her dead husband from World War II shows up, and he's like, "I've been waiting for you this whole time." And then she has to pick between the two of them to spend eternity with. So that's the premise of the movie.
Aha.
Yeah, and it was actually a pretty good kind of like hook into the movie, and I enjoyed it. But I actually probably enjoyed it more than my wife did. I think Elizabeth Olsen's probably more of the main character in the story. But it's interesting how they kind of pivot between the three characters. I don't remember the name of the World War II dead husband. But anyways,
It wasn't important.
he kind of was.
Oh.
But yeah, where they pivot and what they kind of like play around with, what would the afterlife kind of be like, and what really matters for eternity and stuff. It's an interesting watch. Probably a one-time watch, but it'd be fun to watch with your significant other and let them, think about.
Would you choose me?
Yeah. So, but yeah.
Would you love me if I was a worm?
Is that what your wife says?
She says it jokingly.
So, but it's good. It was fine. I didn't do very well, I don't think. It was a pretty big budget movie, and some of the set design stuff was pretty cool. So, I think it was on Hulu or something. It's one of the streaming services. So, I enjoyed it. Quick watch.
Yeah. I watched a movie.
Which one?
Waterloo.
Wow.
From 1970.
No surprise
Starring
there.
Rod Steiger as Napoleon Bonaparte and Christopher Plummer as the Duke of Wellington.
Uh-huh.
You would probably like it.
Yeah. I think I've seen it a long time ago.
The acting is very, very, very good. But the technical aspect, because I think they actually filmed it at Waterloo.
Who directed it?
I don't remember who directed it. I think it was a Ukrainian to do.
This was the one film that Stanley Kubrick couldn't do. Waterloo.
Yeah, he ended up having to do like Barry Lyndon or something.
Well, he filmed about, I don't know, maybe like 60 hours of material, and it just gave up.
Directed by Sergei Bondarchuk.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Produced by Dino De Laurentiis.
Oh, yeah, famous.
With a $35 million budget in 1970.
That's a lot of money for 1970.
What's amazing is it's the reenactment of Waterloo. Napoleon comes back, and the acting's tremendous, and everything surrounding Waterloo, and like the famous ball on the eve before the battle, and like all the young officers are just like, "Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this," and you're just going to watch them all get murked as the movie progresses. But every shot is amazing in the battle because every single person you see is real.
Really?
Everybody, like tens of thousands of people are dressed up as like French infantry or British cavalry. And just going crazy on screen.
I wonder how many costume designers died in making that movie.
I don't know. But it's...
Fingers just bled out.
Just so more.
Yeah.
But like all like the battle stuff was just like amazing. And in fact, it's just 1970.
Yeah.
But it's just practical effects in filming where they're... Because like the charge that one of the British do... And like they film it, it's just like so picturesque and awesome. And like they actually cut the music, like they fade it out, and just like you kind of just hear like the subtle like hoof beats and like the horses as they're just gunning it at the French infantry lines.
Right. And
they're just like all like they look like they were about to kill those actors.
Yeah. I miss old school war movies. I think like Private Ryan was probably the peak of like practical effects
with CGI to. Kind of just
they had some like after image kind of stuff. Most of the big stuff was practical, and but yeah, like you look at just the CG mess of today. I mean, it's good. CG is much better today than it ever was. But like there was a time like Spielberg said for Private Ryan, once you get everything set up for a shot, you say action, and then you can't do anything because there's so much chaos and
explosion. It works.
And you just realize, like, if anything messes up, that's $3 million in this one take, right? So you just got to hope for the best.
Well, speaking of World War II movies, like Saving Private Ryan, there's a new movie coming out. I'm trying to remember the name of it now. But Brendan Fraser is going to be playing like the general that decided when and where like D-Day was going to happen.
So he plays Eisenhower?
No. Maybe so. Sounds good.
Was it Eisenhower's that chose, or was it the other guy? I can't remember who.
It was Eisenhower.
Okay.
But basically, it's the whole movie that's like him.
Were you thinking of Patton?
No, Patton didn't.
He didn't have anything to do with the D-Day planning because he wanted to land at the Pas de Calais, and they were like, no.
Right. There was another general that was
Who, Montgomery?
I think it was Montgomery.
Oh yeah, he plays Dwight D. Eisenhower.
Okay.
But it's called Pressure
Point.
And it's basically him and another guy, because they were talking about like there's a big to do about there was like 2 giant storms that were coming through, and they're like your fleet's not going to survive going to the land. So by the time you get there, they're going to be like half depleted anyways, and it's kind of built into that with like the trailer and stuff.
There's a lot of just make it work mentality into Normandy, like the AAVs.
Because they were gonna go the day before on June 5th.
Yeah,
but it was so fogged out that and like the weather was so bad that he couldn't do it. And then like the Germans, like there's one German general who's like, they show it in the movie The Longest Day where he's just like, oh, the Allies, and he's like because the Germans were like wargaming it because they all expect them to land in Calais, and he's like, no, he's like, they've never done a daylight landing or at dawn in crappy weather,
right?
And they always go at the closest spot. They're gonna go the first away. They're gonna go right there, and he points at the map at Normandy, and it's just like, I guess he was right. Yeah, nobody listened to that guy.
That and
but Churchill was trying to be in part of the plans, and he was effing it up. They kind of had to, basically the American command staff at Allied.
When it comes to
be like, this is what we're gonna go do.
When it comes to infantry assaults after World War I, America had already proven itself to be like the subject matter experts and how to do all that. Another thing that people didn't take into consideration, I don't think anybody talks enough about for Normandy, is that those amphibious assault vehicles, nobody had ever tested them to go that far. Like a lot of people thought they were just going to sink to the bottom of the ocean. And
they had tanks that could float, that they would drive ashore, bulldozers to clear
There's a whole lot of like all your eggs in one basket.
And then they were like messing with the Germans. Like they had inflatable tanks, huge, massive army stuff. They were doing fake radio traffic that Germans could intercept. Yeah. Like they were doing they rused them so hard.
Well, they do that. It was in Patton, don't they? The old movie?
Patton, they send him. They send him to England to like where the fictional Allied invasion army is supposed to be. And he's just a decoy.
Because they figured if he's there, that's where the war's,
Because they assumed he would spearhead the invasion. And the Allies were like, nope.
They got him.
You fell for it.
So, yeah, I miss a good old-fashioned war movie. I mean, every once in a while, like 1917 was great.
But Waterloo, you can't find it online. Like
Waterloo?
You can't get it on Amazon or anything.
Really?
With like the rights and distributing. Like I got it on Blu-ray. I found it on Amazon. It was like $20, and because I just kept like, there's a YouTube channel. It's like they watch all these historical movies and like judge the accuracy, like Master and Commander, Kingdom of Heaven, which gets a horrible rating, and so does Braveheart. But they did Waterloo, and it's just like this is the most accurate depiction of Napoleonic warfare to ever happen. Like this time period, like this is the benchmark of a movie and how to do it. Like every formation, everything was flawless.
So Tom, all this streaming stuff. It's not that he came across it while it was on. He scrolled through and saw I should watch that movie. He went and sought this movie out of his collection.
I went and found it so I could have it. And I've been sitting on it for like months. I just hadn't had a chance to watch it. And I mean, I was like, can I watch that Waterloo movie? I was like, I haven't even opened it yet. And she's like, yeah. She's like, what's it about? And I was like, the Battle of Waterloo. Napoleon. It was a Christopher.
Was there water involved?
Yeah, there was some water. It rained a lot, and that had a lot to do with the outcome of the battle.
I just find it funny that of all the things he could watch that he could come across, he goes to a Blu-ray DVD of a 1970s movie.
Well, at least you own it.
I do.
Nobody can take that.
Nobody can take it from me. And you know what? My wife really liked it.
There you go.
She was like, "I'd watch that again." She's like, "That was actually a very good movie."
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I know you're not going to watch it.
You were made for one of them.
You heard 1907 and you were like, I'm out.
Pretty much.
That's old.
Well, while I here, keep talking about Waterloo for a second.
It's a thing, it's a place.
This to all kinds of stuff. It's a tremendous film.
It's great.
Okay, so for your birthday, Mitch, me and Tom are talking. We would like to take you to see this. Read it.
Oh, yeah. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze, 35th anniversary. I would definitely go.
Back in theaters.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Where?
So it's everywhere.
Okay.
It's going to be close by. We'll just say that much.
Okay.
But they're only going to be playing it for 6 days, so we'll talk off recording.
Okay.
And
plan and get with our families about what day works the best for all of us. And
deal.
We're taking you to go see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 in movies.
Did you even know it was coming back?
I did.
Oh, okay.
He already has tickets.
No. I wanted to. They had last year. They had the Ninja Turtles 1, and I wanted to go see it, and I just never had the time. And
yeah.
So
that's why we're telling you in advance.
I want to see it.
Yeah, we're getting it played out. And
I never got to see either one of them in theater, so that'd be awesome.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No way.
I saw them both on VHS for the first time.
I think I saw 2 in theaters.
I didn't.
So I might have been like 6, but still. Yeah. Well, cool. There you go. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
All right, you're paying for it. Goodbye.
Do we have a trivia?
Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?